Okay, so I'm going to return to this series on drum sound generation in Reaper with a bit of a quick one, which is going to be my second part on hi-hats, talking about closed hi-hats. Now, as I kind of alluded to before in the previous session on open hi-hats, these are quite easy to do because they are mostly just open hi-hat sounds that have been closed, as you might guess. So let's look at our open hi-hat sound from the other day. And if we take a look at that, and if we have a look and see how, if we go into the waveform, and let's just normalize that waveform for now so that we get a better look at it. I should really be normalizing all of these in post, but we can do that later when we go to our tutorial on compiling these into an actual beat. We can just chop off that first bit. And then go to somewhere in the middle and just say that it needs to end about there. So we can then shorten that depending on what we want. Yep. And that's starting to sound like a bit of a close hi-hat. If we go and loop that. Quite like that. That's a bit more of almost a 707 sound than an 808, but if we just do a little light EQing on that, creating a bit of a bandpass sound effect. And then if we just go in, and like much of what we've been doing before, we just get some random data, so I'm just going to use a previous kick drum, put that on mute, and we can render this. And it's about done. So we can go and name that closed hi-hat 1. And actually, sorry, one thing that I should be talking about every time I'm rendering is that we need to render to time selection rather than entire project. Otherwise, we end up rendering the length of the random data that we put in our muted track, which obviously we don't really want. So we can do that, and that's a closed hi-hat. So that's how you get closed hi-hat sounds from open hi-hat sounds. Obviously, you can get a little more complicated than that if you're wanting to go for specific closed hi-hat sounds that are different from your closed open hi-hat pairs, but I think this is the best way, for me at least, to get closed and open hi-hat pair sounds, making open hi-hat sounds first and then closing them in post just by playing with the volume parameters, like I've shown here. So anyway, just a very quick one showing how to get closed hi-hats from open hi-hats. And a bit later, maybe I'll go a little further into the art of making a more diverse array of hi-hat sounds. But for now, yeah, that's it. And thanks for watching this little one. See you around.